GridironTalkZone Podcast. It is time for NFL Week 6 game picks. We're starting off with Thursday Night Football, Chiefs, Broncos. As you can see, me, Jude, and Jackson are all picking the Chiefs. Kelsey, I believe, is questionable, but I think he's going to play. And even if Kelsey doesn't play, I think this team still has enough to win this game at home. I just think the roster and the defense overall has been very disappointing. Yeah, but I think maybe in a few weeks the Broncos could get the Chiefs a test the second time at home. But right now, I'm really feeling the Chiefs tomorrow night.
Yeah, now I'm going to stay with this game. See if they can make it competitive. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a competitive game, but the Chiefs do have I guess not an issue, but I feel like sometimes they don't put teams away that they should. So, we'll see.
Yeah, Chiefs have only lost one game to a team that I think many would consider a top 5 team in the league right now, and they only lost by 1 to the Lions. And that was without Kelsey, so they shouldn't have any issues against the bottom 3 defense in the league and an offense that can put up decent numbers, but nothing like the Chiefs can produce. So it should be an easy game for the Chiefs.
All right, on to the Sunday slate, starting with the London game. A game that's been kind of a rivalry the last few years, Titans-Ravens. I'm feeling the Ravens in this one. I think Ravens bounce back from a loss. I think there's just the quarterback gap here from Lamar and Tannehill is huge, and I think that's going to be enough to get the Ravens the win. But yeah, maybe if Derrick Henry can get it going with the Ravens, like we've seen him be able to do from time to time, that could give them a good shot to win. But I think with Roquan there now, this run defense is going to be improved, and yeah, I think Lamar and company will get it done.
I feel like the Ravens will get up early, and I don't think the Titans are a team that's built to come back from behind, especially with Tannehill. They're built as a team that plays with the lead and control the clock. But I don't know. I feel like the Ravens might jump on them early, and then it's just Tannehill chasing the whole game. So if the Titans do want a chance in this game, they have to start out first possession, go down and get points on the board. But I don't know. The offense has just been really disappointing to me. So yeah, I like the Ravens.
Yeah, these are 2 inconsistent teams in my opinion. I think both teams have struggled to really stay on one plane of talking and skill. So, but I think the Ravens have been more consistent than the Titans. Titans will just blow up out of nowhere. So if the Titans have a really good game, they can get it done. If Derrick Henry can have that incredible game and Tannehill can throw like a veteran and hop as a good game, then yeah, they could beat the Ravens. But Ravens more consistency. I think Lamar and Mark Andrews get this game wrapped up pretty easily.
It'll be an interesting game, though. I don't know.
I think it's
both teams need a win here.
Yeah, I think it's the Ravens game to lose. They should have this though.
Yeah.
On to the Commanders. Falcons, tough game to predict here. 2 kind of inconsistent teams going back at it. In Atlanta's 3-0 at home. I think the Commanders, if the Falcons can get the run game going early versus the Commanders' run defense, which isn't very good, then the Falcons are looking pretty good in this game. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think Washington just has I think Howell's a step ahead of Riddle, and I think that's going to be the difference in the game, to be honest. But yeah, it definitely go either way game. I'm just going to trust the Commanders and the quarterback to get a win.
Yeah, it's really a coin flip. Both these teams are pretty even. I guess I'll just trust the Commanders off a really bad loss last week against the Bears, and then with a long week to prepare. So I think they'll be pretty motivated. But it'll also be, I wouldn't say interesting, but curious to see how this game goes, because like the last game, both teams need a win if they want to stay in the race for, in their division.
Yeah, if you look at in my opinion, if you look at the Commanders' season, it's been very disappointing with 2 wins coming from the Cardinals and the Broncos, which isn't impressive at all, and an absolute blowout from the Bills. And they did keep steady with the Eagles, and then another blowout to the Bears. So the Commanders have been very disappointing. I agree Howell is a step ahead of Ritter, but I think the entire Falcons team is a step ahead of the Commanders. So they are 2 inconsistent teams, so another one that's really hard to predict. But I mean, Bijan and Drake London, I think, are enough to take on the Commanders.
Shoot,
It's been extremely disappointing to me.
If Ritter plays like he did last week, they'll win. They'll win a good amount of games. I just seeing it one game, I don't know if that's really gonna be who he is moving forward. But also, he's never lost at home, like literally in his college career and NFL career. So
Ritter
never.
Also, Falcons beat the Jaguars. Jaguars beat the Bills. Commanders were blown out by the Bills.
Wait, who beat what?
So the Falcons beat the Jaguars, and the Jaguars beat the Bills.
God, wait, the Falcons beat the Jags?
The Falcons did not beat the Jags. The Jags.
They lost that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Jags beat the Commanders bad.
They did?
Well, does it really count, though? Is it a different continent? So does it really count?
But, well, what was something I was going to mention? Oh, anyway. About, I feel like Kendall Fuller, Washington, really good corner. He had trouble with DJ Moore last week. Drake London, pretty good receiver, but he's not DJ Moore. So I think, look for Kendall Fuller to have a bounce back game. But we'll see. Anyway, on to the Bears-Vikings. In Chicago, battle of one-win teams. Justin Jefferson on IR. I'm picking the Vikings seal. I think it's going to be a shootout. I just trust Cook more than Fields. I think even without Jefferson, Cook is going to have the more consistent game. I could see Fields getting some big splash plays, but maybe some inconsistent moments. And I think Cook just ultimately is going to get the job done for Minnesota and a much-needed win for really both teams. But I think the Vikings will get this one.
Yeah, I think the Vikings squeaked this one out. I'd say probably definitely a one-score win. I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. I mean, yeah, on paper it looks like that just because both offenses are pretty decent, and that like Bears aren't good, but they're decent, and then the defenses are both bad. But it's the NFL. I mean, not everything that is going to be how it looks. So I could easily see this game being like 20-17, just like ugly game, and then Kirk in the end, gets them a first down to win the game when they're up by 3 with like a minute left.
I think the Bears have showed they have an offense to score points, and this Viking defense is someone who's going to let up points a lot. And I think Kirk is a sad, decrepit old man who struggles to win any game against any team, against any defense. Like, he's not an awful QB, but like he doesn't win games.
Yeah, actually, you're just chatting now. Like, he won 13 games last year.
Dude, why are we still on last year?
This guy made the Panthers look like a decent team. I mean, it
wasn't him that made the Panthers look like a decent team.
You didn't
blame everyone else. With Jefferson on the IR, he's got Osborne, Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison to throw to. So
if the Vikings lose this game, can we officially take the Kirk Cousins top 10 take and throw it out the window and never talk about that?
No, because Cook could throw 500 yards and they still lose.
Do you know that's not going to happen, Nick?
But I'm by way Cook not the
team. How
team.
does Kirk throw for 500 yards against the Bears?
Kirk has a good, he'll probably win. If he has a bad game, they're going to lose.
But Cook, Jackson, he has a winning career record, and he hasn't played for many good teams in his career. Winning record. He's leading the league in touchdowns.
He hasn't?
By the way.
The Vikings have always had good teams whenever he's been there. What are you talking about?
They have not had – they've had, borderline playoff Cowboy teams, and they've made the playoffs or just missed.
And a top 10 quarterback might elevate them. But
last year, they were probably about an 8-win team on paper, and because of his clutchness, they won 13.
There we go.
Because of
he was
one
so clutch in that playoff game,
what?
too. He threw the ball 4 yards short on 3rd and 8 or 4th.
And when he was throwing against the Chargers.
Right. Well, I got a question to ask Nick. Before we move on, can we go back to that game real quick? Just 1 second. Is Fields good against the blitz? Because you would know. I wouldn't know.
No.
Okay, well, all the Vikings do is blitz. So,
yeah, they blitz a lot.
I think the Bears have blowout potential and the Vikings don't. so it just seems more like. But the Bears can also just absolutely.
The Bears suck, dude. Why
the Bears
are you...
could also just crap the bed.
Yeah.
I just think the Vikings also suck.
Onto the Seahawks-Bengals. Seahawks 3-1, coming off a bye week, trying to get to 4-1. I think that bye week, that extra week of preparation, is big for them. Bengals, both teams are kind of struggling with injuries right now. But a big factor, the Bengals, I need to see Awuzie out there. He's questionable. If he's out, number one corner missing versus this passing with these receivers, that's going to be kind of tough. But ultimately, the Bengals, they struggle to stop the run, and I think with the Seahawks, I think they're going to be able to run the ball with Pete Carroll. And I like the matchup for the Seahawks. It's on the road, but I think the Seahawks are just the better team right as of right now. Maybe the Bengals get things going and that changes, but I think the Seahawks are the better team. I like the matchup. I think they're going to get the win.
Joe Burrow's back. He's back. I don't know if the spread is whatever the spread is. I know it's not legal wherever we're watching. I'm betting Bengals this weekend minus whatever. I think they're favored.
It's minus 2.5.
Yep. Give me the Bengals. Oh, yeah. Perfect. All he needs is a field goal. Yep. Bengals are going to win. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out, but I don't know. I like the vibes. Chase complained last week about, I'm not getting the ball. He said it in a more, he had a couple curse words in there. And then the next week they threw him the ball 14 times for like 200 yards. So, that's a good sign, in my opinion. The Seahawks they're a good team, but when the Bengals are rolling, then they're a better team than the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks have had some injuries, so the bye week may have helped, but at home, man, give me Joe Burrow.
Yeah, hopefully Burrow's back. And if Burrow in this offense is playing at the potential they have, they're better than the Seahawks is all it comes down to. And I'm betting that they are. They are back. That's all there really is to say. And I don't think the bye week is I don't think coming a game straight off of a bye week is actually a bonus. I think you kind of get like a stagnancy coming right off of a bye week. So
I think it just depends. Like sometimes you might need a bye because your players are injured, or Seahawks definitely had some injuries, but I don't know if that necessarily helps.
But questionable.
Yeah, bye week.
I don't think he's. You can be questionable, but they're gonna play. I think he was just.
Well, we're pretty sure he's gonna play, but he's still dealing with an injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying before. I'm saying bye weeks can help with injuries. I don't know if it helps with preparation. I mean,
that's not what I'm trying to say. A bye week is obviously beneficial in many ways, but I think it's not necessarily a benefit to the game you're coming right into. I think maybe it's better to have momentum rather than rest.
Who day?
Yeah, it can depend on the scenario.
Who day?
But anyway, we can move on to the 49ers, the Browns. As much as I like the Browns defense and they're at home, if Watson plays, maybe I think it could get interesting. But because, the 49ers coming off a big win, now playing a good defense on the road. But this 49ers team, they win big games every year. They're trying to win Super Bowls. I don't think coming off a big win really affects them. This team's different. I think that they're going to win this game probably by 10+ in Cleveland.
Yeah, especially if Deshaun's out. I've been.
Well, if Deshaun's out, it's a blowout.
Yeah, well, I've seen the line on like Monday, the Browns were favored, or the 49ers were favored by like 5, and now it's up to 7. So what does that tell you about, where Watson's at? I don't know. I don't really think the Browns, they obviously don't have a chance if Watson's not there. And I don't know. I think the Niners roll.
Yeah, especially without Watson, even if this defense plays the greatest game of their careers, it's just the Browns aren't going to be able to score enough to capitalize on stops. So
the only way the Browns score is on defensive touchdowns and special teams.
I'm looking forward to seeing Myles Garrett's pressure, see him make more mistakes, but Shanahan might be able to coach around it like he was with Parsons. So, I mean,
yeah,
this is probably the best defense in the league right now, besides maybe the Niners' run defense.
Who?
So, Jerome Ford will probably be non-existent in this game, and if Deshaun's gone, then it's just, all you've got is Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore, who's 23. So,
I'll be really
no hope.
Who do you think's the best defense, the Browns or the Niners?
All in all, I'd say the Browns. They've just let up like barely over 300 yards, I think.
I don't know. I'll be really disappointed in Deshaun if he doesn't play because I don't mean to bring a guy up here, but a guy that played in Cleveland a couple years ago, he played through, I swear to you, was much worse than whatever Deshaun's dealing with. So that's all.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel and the drug habits.
Yeah, I was actually talking about Brian Hoyer. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, on to the Dolphins.
We don't really need to talk about this game.
Dolphins, Panthers. Dolphins, I think they're the second best team in the NFL. I think the Panthers are probably the worst team in the NFL right now. So, yeah, I think it's just a talent mismatch. I think this offense is going to have another explosive day at home. And interesting to see if Bryce Young can get it going versus a defense that's been kind of inconsistent. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Bryce Young does. But all in all, I think the Dolphins will win this one convincingly.
Dolphins roll. We can move on.
I think Dolphins' defense has been pretty consistently awful. So I'm interested.
When the Dolphins' defense is good when they play awful offenses, which they're about to play again. But when they play good offenses like the Bills and the Chargers, though, like 35 plus both or 30 plus both times, and they've been dogging on some bad defenses. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they're lucky they lucked into playing the Panthers this week.
I feel like we've seen the Panthers' offense improve, though, throughout the weeks. It's just, can they put a full game together and get a win? But they've improved, in my opinion. But they're still, obviously, not very good, the Panthers' offense.
Panthers suck. Put in Andy Dalton and they have a chance.
On to the Colts, Jaguars. 3-2 teams here for the division lead. Minshew going back to Jacksonville should be interesting. I just think, Trevor Lawrence – Trevor Lawrence way better than Minshew. And the Jaguars, I like the roster talent more than the Colts. The Colts have been sneaky, though, and the defense has looked pretty good. So, maybe that they know Trevor Lawrence well. They could give him a little struggles, but I think Trevor Lawrence has this defense, this number, and I think he's going to have a big game, and the Jags are going to get to 4-2.
We got Nick nervous talking about Trevor Lawrence. He was hesitant to say Trevor Lawrence is better than Gardner Minshew.
Trevor Lawrence with the same amount of turnovers as passing touchdowns. Yeah, I like the Jags. Minshew is fun. He's obviously one of the best backups in the league. I don't know. It's a tough ask. I mean, the Jags coming off I say their best weeks. I don't know if they're necessarily that good, but I think they beat the Colts. But it will be an interesting game because whoever wins this is the leader in the AFC the AFC South.
I believe in a young Colts offense even without AR. I think Gardner Minshew is like you said, one of the best backups in football, and I mean I'm rooting on Jonathan Taylor to do something and Zach Moss. I think if AR's here, I'd be so much more confident. But I mean, I honestly just hate the Jaguars. This might just be pure bias, but
it is pure bias, you nerd.
I just think you have a top 5 quarterback in football. That's a big advantage.
No, you don't, though.
Bro, why do you just have to throw that in there?
Because they also don't have a top 5
They have a quarterback advantage. I have to say a hot take every time.
Hot take.
Bro, Nick, we're not going to be discussing this right now.
All right, we'll move on to the next game. Texans, Saints. Interesting game here in Houston. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. 2 quarterbacks, Stroud, Carr, Stroud's had some moments this year, and overall as a rookie, really impressive. Carr, struggled with some injuries, but I feel like he put together a very good game last game. And he was putting together a good game in Lambeau before he was hurt. We'll see if he can continue playing well on the road like he has been. But overall, I think that this is the best defense Stroud has had to face in his young NFL career, and it's going to be a close one. I just trust Carr more late versus his defense with these receivers as opposed to Stroud, still a rookie, versus a tough defense.
Yeah, I think this is a close game as well. Like you said, Stroud's toughest defense yet. I think the offensive line is getting healthier, so that will definitely help. I'm definitely going to be tuned into this game. Obviously, I'm a Texans fan. But I just want to see how Stroud, like how it's just another test. Like every week is a test for me, just to see how he handles it. And I'm really curious to see how he does against the Saints defense. But yeah, the Saints, I mean, they have talent. I mean, say what you want. I don't think Dennis Allen's a good coach. Not really sold on Derek Carr, but their defense is really good. And they have good weapons. So I think in the end they just outlast the Texans. Maybe like probably the Saints. I say they won by a score.
Well, as I'm about to root for the Houston Texans, the Houston Astros just beat the Twins 3-2.
Let's go
for their 7th straight American League Championship Series. So
it's like
for the
it's free money.
Exactly. All right. So, but for the Texans,
go Stros.
I think Derek Carr is still going to struggle. I don't have any belief in Derek Carr. I guess Kamara has looked very good his first 2 games back, which I think he's looked very good in terms of what I expected. I expected him to be good because he is a good running back, but I mean I didn't expect him to be as good as he's looked. He's looked like a very good running back. So that's a benefit for the Saints, but I just think Derek Carr is the bane of this offense right now.
Nick, you can't even laugh. Like he's been awful. He had one good game
since the injury. It's been the bane of this offense.
He played the Patriots, who everyone beats up on.
And I mean, as how Carr has made people on his team look worse than they probably are, I think Stroud has made people on his team look so much better. So I do respect the take that this is the hardest defense Stroud has had to face. So it is a challenge for Stroud, but I think
Carr made people look worse. His O-lines look better than expected. A lot of
his receivers haven't.
Michael Thomas has looked better than expected.
Dude, he's averaging like 50 yards a game. What are you talking about looking better than expected?
That's better than kind of what we were expecting.
No, it's not.
It's really good.
Michael Thomas was one of the best receivers in the league, and he was healthy. And then now he's just like
5 years ago, he was one of the best receivers in the league.
Not 5 years ago, like 2 or 3.
Nah, 2019, 2018. That's 4 and 5 years ago.
Okay, Nick. So you're right. All right, fine. Just move on then. Jesus.
Well, the Saints have lost games that we expected.
He's been hurt,
and I would say it was Carr's fault in most of those games. Is kind of where I'm trying to go with that.
Carr's fault. Wait, what game?
If you're going off of who's a better quarterback, yeah, go ahead and switch me to the Texans. But that's not why.
The Packers game wasn't his fault. He got injured when they were up 17-0, so he was the reason why they were about to win. They were going to win that game.
He wasn't the reason they were going to win. You realize the other team had 0 points, right?
Then the Bucs game, he played hurt. He was one of the reasons why they lost that game, but that's only one loss on the season, and he was hurt.
But that's exactly what I mean. Is I think he still might be hurt. So he's playing bad since he's been injured.
Why is he fine now? Because he looked good against the Patriots, who everyone looks good against.
It's been a few weeks. I think he's pretty healthy from his injury, from what I've heard.
Oh my god, I forgot. Nick knows them. Oh crap! Nick knows how good of a leader Carr is. Crap.
We can move on.
Switch.
Do you want to switch?
Hey, can I switch, please?
All right. Pick switch. I'll go in New Orleans.
I do not want to go with New Orleans. Why are you doing that? Are you schizophrenic, Nick? Why would I ever ask to switch to New Orleans?
So you want the Texans?
Give me Stroud and the Texans.
All right.
That one's for Jaden.
If the Texans win this, Stroud's a better quarterback than Derek Carr.
On to the Raiders-Patriots. This game is in Las Vegas. The Raiders coming off a win, trying to win another back-to-back home game. Belichick's coming to town to play his old buddies Garoppolo and McDaniel. Belichick, there's hot seat talk. I think Belichick's going to put together a good game plan. I am worried about Max Crosby.
Whoa, hold on. Does Belichick deserve to be fired, or is he a good coach? Where are we at, Nick?
No, we're talking about. I said Belichick's on the hot seat, but anyway,
onto a good plan.
Onto what I was talking about. Max Crosby facing a really poor offensive line. I think he's going to have a
poor quarterback.
Versus this right tackle situation in New England, I see Max Crosby having a day, and that could be why the Raiders win. And the Patriots dealing with defensive injuries. So on the other hand, I could see, maybe Garoppolo can get something going, but I just think Belichick is going to kind of have a good plan for McDaniels and Garoppolo. And I feel like the pieces in place, J.C. Jackson another week back in New England. So we'll see, but I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. I just think Max, he's played two tough defenses the last 2 weeks and really struggled, and the whole Patriots offense has struggled. But I think if there's, a defense that maybe they can get a little going against, it would be the Raiders. And I think late in the game, they're going to make a few more plays that win the game, whether that be on special teams, defense, or Mac. I think they're just going to make those few extra plays that win the game and hold off Max Crosby and company and sneak out a squeaker. I'm talking like 17-16-ish.
Yeah, the Patriots will win like 12-9. We can move on. This game's really not that interesting.
This game will be probably under 20 points, and it'll sneak out to.
I will not be watching this game
more. It'll come down to who gets in the red zone more, I guess. I'm honestly tempted to switch my pick here. It's so hard to say. Honestly,
Raiders have the kicker advantage too, which could be a big part of this.
Kicker advantage?
Yeah.
The Patriots have a bad kicker?
Yeah.
Patriots have the coach advantage.
The Patriots drafted a rookie kicker. We'll see how he.
Is he actually bad? They drafted a kicker and he's bad. That's so funny.
We'll see how he comes along. But they gave up on Nick Wolf, who was one of the best kickers in the league the last few years. But anyway, on to the Lions and Buccaneers battle of one-loss teams. The Bucs coming off a bye had that extra preparation. Baker was over there getting hyped on College game day for the Sooners, who beat the Longhorns.
Texas sucks. Sorry.
But anyway,
dude, my sister goes there.
Dude,
the heck?
Sister. I want to say something else.
That's gross. Why would I screw
PG.
my sister?
This is PG, so I can't.
Onto the Lions.
Sister, I barely know her.
What?
The Lions' offense is proven to be one of the best in football right now. The Bucs have pretty good defense though, and the Lions are dealing with some injuries, so maybe you could see some advantages going towards the Bucs here. They're at home, coming off a bye. So I think the Lions. I like the team a lot more, and I like even if St. Brown doesn't play or even if Gibbs don't play, I think that Goff and they have enough talent on offense. I think the coaching is the big difference here. I just love the Lions coaching compared to the Bucs, and I think that's going to be the difference. Even with the Bucs with an extra week of preparation, the Lions with injuries, but it could be a pretty close, good game. But give me the Lions to win and slightly cover the spread.
All right. So, if y'all remember, I don't know who's been watching the past few weeks. I did this once before and it bit me. But I don't care. Give me the Bucs. Switch my pick right now. Bucs. Big show. Let's go. Let's go, Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Big show. Let's go. Let's go. I'm riding the Bucs, man. Let's
Bro's trying to pull that Lee Corso college game day switch up.
I am so much better than Lee Corso. You just disrespected the absolute blank out of me. Okay. The Bucs, the like you said, off the bye, they got I saw I saw on social media the injury report today. Lions had a lot of people on the injury report. Bucs, the only person that's injured is Mike Evans, which that could really throw off a game plan. But he's questionable, so I don't know if he's going to be there. But
the guy's too questionable.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure he's healthy.
No, they have guys questionable, but no one's in doubt of playing. They're all
pretty sure. Hey, no, dude, I'm pretty sure he's fine by now, dude. It's been a couple. I'm pretty sure he's fine, dude.
Dude, let Jackson Bake Show. Let's go.
I'm
Let's go. Let's go. Even though the Bucs offense actually looked fine, even without him against the Saints, who have a way better defense than the Lions. I don't know. I just and Nick, not Nick, but both of y'all. The Bucs are wearing the creamsicle uniforms. Those uniforms are so sexy. Oh my god!
Those uniforms are so ugly. The
yummy.
Nick, you did not just say that.
But the Lions defense, I think they're taking strides. And
this is the game of the week. This is the game of the week right here.
Yeah.
I think it's a good game. I don't know game of the week.
What else? What other game?
Or just Cowboys?
No. This is it. This is it.
I even like the Saints Texans more than this one, but
Baker on because you hate the Bucks. Baker on prime time. Let's ride. Let's ride.
I want the Super Bowl.
He said everything I'm feeling. He got it all encapsulated. Let's go Bucks.
Let's go.
Lions are so freaking boring.
Jackson, should I bet him?
Yes.
On to the Eagles.
When you're at my house, well, I'll live bet it.
On to the Eagles Jets. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. The Jets defense, maybe they can keep it interesting, but I just look at the other side of the ball. Jalen Carter versus this banged up Jets O-line. Billy Turner might be out. Bailey Tucker's out. They're missing pieces. Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick. They're going to have a big game. Get to Zach Wilson. I think the Eagles win like 21-10.
Eagles 27-10.
Eagles 42-13.
We're just all giving score predictions now. Okay.
I mean, dude,
it's not an interesting game, Nick.
If the Eagles send out 0 guys versus the Jets, I think they could still outshoot Zach Wilson. So, I mean, the Eagles just – I'm betting on the Jets having a bad game for this one stinker. So, even if the Jets have a good game, I think the Eagles will still win by 7. If they have if the Jets have their best game they've had this year, I think Eagles will still win by 7 because that's what the Eagles do. They win. It's the opposite of the Vikings.
I think there's no way the Jets win, man. There's no way.
I wouldn't say no way the Jets win, but I think it's very
the Eagles would have to play bad. There's no way the Jets win if the Eagles play
and
average.
They have to play bad, and Zach Wilson has to have that game of his life because there's no way he's scoring over 20, and they're probably going to have to score 20 or more to win.
Yeah, even if the Eagles play average and the Jets play incredible, Eagles still win this game.
No, if the Eagles play average and the Jets play incredible, the Jets win the game.
No.
But anyway,
Eagles been playing average all year, and they 5-0, dog.
They would have to play bad.
On to the Rams-Cardinals NFC West showdown between probably the two bottom teams in the NFC West. But the Rams, they're at home here. I think with that being said, they're the better team than the Cardinals. I think it'll be an interesting game. But, yeah, give me the Rams to win at home. I think the Cardinals maybe at home can give the Rams a test. I still don't even think I'd pick them to win at home, though. So give me the Rams.
Sorry, just yawning at this game. Rams win. I don't know. I could see the Cardinals winning, but nah. Rams win probably by 7.
Yeah, it is kind of a nah. It's so hard to bet on the Cardinals because you just never know when they're going to do good. Is the issue? You never know when they're going to give us problems.
But I don't know.
Said they can give teams problems, but we never know when. So
they still suck.
Yeah. I'm taking Kupp and Stafford over the Cardinals.
Yeah,
and over Dobbs and Marquise. So yeah.
On to Sunday Night Football. The Giants just getting prime time after prime time after prime time.
God knows why. So
Bills Giants. What will be interesting to see, how will the Bills defense respond with the recent injuries? The Giants, maybe this is an opportunity for them to maybe get going, but still looking at it, I think this Bills D-line overwhelms the Giants O-line, and I think that causes, makes it hard for this Giants team because they have weak receivers anyway. So with no Trey Light, Milano in coverage, I still think even with the weak receivers, the Bills are still gonna have success. So yeah, I think 14-point spread, well, it may seem high. It wouldn't shock me if the Bills covered it. I'm gonna say the Bills do cover. I'm gonna say they win 31-16.
I don't even know if Daniel Jones is playing, bro.
Yeah, we'll see if Daniel Jones plays. I think he's gonna play.
If he does, he's not gonna be 100%. Why are you?
Let's hope he doesn't.
That'd be more interesting. See, hey, Tyrod versus former team. That's more interesting than Daniel. Yes,
Give me a storyline.
Yes,
over
it
this
is.
game.
Storyline. Yep.
There's really no storyline behind
Daniel Jones, why are you gutting it out to throw for 150 yards and a touchdown and 2 picks? Daniel Jones sucks. Bills roll. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Give me a score prediction. You got this as stinker.
I'll say 31-14.
All right. I'm thinking more along the lines of 48-16.
Dang.
What was the score prediction, dude?
31-14. Why? Are you putting in your phone?
Look, here's the thing. You want to talk about Bills and injuries? Josh Allen outthrows Daniel Jones with a gunshot wound in his right shoulder. Like, it doesn't matter. The Bills are going to win this game. That's all it comes down to. I can't believe they lost to the Jaguars. They win this game.
If it was in America, they would have beaten the Jags.
That's probably true.
Cowboys.
Josh Allen hates Gear Up. He's racist.
Monday Night Football. This should be game of the week it's signing up for. I think we have a shootout in our hands here. Chargers. The reason why I'm picking the Chargers, I think, Herbert, the quarterback that I think he is, that most of us think he is, these are big spots, big games. You want to see him win. And now that he's getting Austin Eckler likely back healthy and Derwin James likely back healthy on defense, I think the Chargers are going to be ready to play in this game. I think Mac's going to have a big game. Mac's built for primetime moments like this. I think the Chargers' quarterback advantage is really the deciding factor here, and the guys like Eckler and Derwin James coming back. And they're at home. But, Cowboys, I could definitely see them winning. I think it's going to be a close game and a shootout either way. Give me the Chargers, though, 31-30.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Cowboys, they bounce back after obviously a really tough game. The Chargers, I feel like this is a pretty even matchup. Well, actually, no. I think the Cowboys are a better team. They didn't have a good showing last week. Chargers, they haven't really – this is more about the Chargers not being as good. I mean, yeah, Herbert's awesome. We know that. But, I mean, if you look at they beat the Raiders by, 7? And then what was their other one before that? It was against the Vikings. So, it's not like they've really done anything special. This is like
a statement moment for them. I feel like they can make a statement win here.
Yeah, I think either team makes a statement with a win.
Yeah.
I think Cowboys just have a better overall team. I mean, I think it'll definitely be an interesting game. I'll definitely watch.
I think this Chargers team's really tough. I think the Chargers honestly might have the overall better team than the Cowboys now.
Come on, bro.
Because the Cowboys, they lost Trayvon Diggs due to injury. I think that's a big piece.
They still have better secondary than the Chargers.
Yes,
Chargers
they do
lost Mike Williams.
They do have a second. Yeah, that's a fair point. I just feel like Eckler, Slater.
Eckler's on his first game back too.
Yeah, he's probably going to.
Did have a good week 1. So that's what I was going to say. I think Eckler makes more of a difference than because their best game was week 1 with Eckler. So I mean, they've been playing with Kelly. So I mean, I think the reason it's been closer games is because they're missing one of the best running backs in the league.
I just think he might be on a pitch count.
Who?
Could be. I have no idea. I don't know the situation.
And the Chargers coming off a bye. I think that's big too.
The reason I take the Chargers here is because I just believe in how explosive this offense is, and I think the Cowboys are the most overrated defense against explosive teams. So I'm taking the Chargers to just outshoot the Cowboys, as we said. I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm thinking like 42-38-ish.
That would be a fun game. I don't know if the Cowboys defense is better than that. They had a bad game against the Niners. But wait,
I think it's only
why matters for the Chargers and not for the Bucks. Oh, all right. We can end there.
Whoa.
Well, that is our picks podcast for week 6. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up.